be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
AD has approved KC-1400 collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around, they are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals, they have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here. You know, if you saw them sign a lot of our athletes, but we got to do our part. So I know after today, we're going to click that 1400 collective. We're going to give one of those tiers, and we're going to make sure that we give to this collective so we can continue to give to our student athletes and support them and give them what I need. And I want to thank you all, Ken, TD, D-Core C,
T-Dub.
Yeah, T-Dub, everyone that created and helped create it. I know I'm missing some names, putting this together.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. TD on the screen. What's happening? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. What's up, Brother Poe? How you doing, man? Y'all come on in, man. Congratulations to the men. The men, Jack State basketball Tigers. They just finished whooping up on UAPB. We're happy to get another dub in the win column, man. So shout out to Coach Mo and his staff. They did a really good job today. Pretty much dominated them from start to finish, all the way up and through the I go right to it. Let's see. 98, 94, 78. We only have 4 wins. Shout out to Dory McMillan, the true freshman. Did his thing tonight, 7 for 11, 17 points. Interesting name, Dr. Bradley. But we still, I mean, we should, you know, anyway, it was a blowout pretty much the whole game, and they scored a few more buckets toward the end to close it up. It should have won more. We should have hit 100, and we should have won by more than 20. But we'll take the dub either way. Let's see. Let me pull up this schedule, man, real quick, man. Let me pull up this schedule real fast. All right, so that puts us at 8-3 in conference play right now. 5-1 at home. Overall record of 8-16. We still got some more wins to go get. So now now that we finished this one this weekend, we head over to Florida, man. We try to go get some of that get back on FAMU on Saturday, and then follow that up with Monday over in Daytona Beach. And then we got Alcorn on Saturday in Jackson. Alcorn on Saturday in Jackson. Gonna be a big weekend for us. So looking forward to it, man. So shout out to the men. They did their thing today. What's up, sis? How you doing, babe? Good to see you. There you go. What's happening, bro? But yeah, good win tonight by the men. The ladies, they actually, matter of fact, the ladies took care of business on Thursday night. They handled business against UAPB with Toledo Dealworth scoring 17. We won 76-60. And yeah, Saturday was just a day of whoopings. The women whooped up on the Delta Devils of Mississippi Trump Valley, 76-63. And the men put a good shellacking on the men by 50. JSU by 40, man. 48 to be exact, though. Big Shannon Grant was perfect from the floor, 18 points. He didn't miss a shot at all. And we sent the devil back to the hell of Itabena. So, all due respect to the Itabenians, those who live up there, but in competition, it's all good. So, yeah, come get this venom. Hey, we coming. We'll come beat the hell out of y'all over there. Y'all lucky win. I bet you won't be talking that after we whoop y'all up in Tallahassee. Don't remind us about the lucky win y'all got over here in Jackson. We'll come see y'all next weekend, EA. So just hang tight. I'm saying it in advance. We're going to come get that get back. So you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about that. We got you covered, big dog. But good weekend, man. We appreciate you, Dub T. Appreciate you, man. So good stuff for the men. How you doing, bro? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ken? I'm good, man. What's up, Tiger Nation?
Good deal, man.
Good, man. What's good? Hope everybody doing right. What's up, Mikey?
Let me drop that link real quick in the chat. Sorry about the delay, man. I literally just got out the plane, just made it back home. So be like that sometimes, man. I absolutely hate getting off the plane, coming right in the house, jumping on the screen. But when duty calls, I couldn't get an earlier flight out of ATX, man. So had to do what I had to do, dog. And I knew I'd be pushing it close, but nevertheless, we're here now. So the link into the chat. Let's get those signups popping. I can tell you right now, man. I just have to be honest with y'all. I'm gonna do a quick review of whatever we of the latest sports, the latest and greatest, man. We'll have a good conversation and we'll get out of your way, man. We'll have a much wholesome, much more in-depth show for Wednesday night. Looking forward to that one. But we are on our road to 8,000. Tell a friend, tell another friend. With Dub T putting the membership, them channel memberships out there, man. Y'all grab them. Looking for more members, man. But tell a friend, and tell another friend. We almost at 7,500, so we getting that. We creeping up to this 8,000 mark. But the collectivists, where we at, man, had a really good weekend, really good week this past week. Great week, matter of fact. With signups, we got to go trying to get to that big 400. I know if you just hide the one, the big 400 is the goal we're looking to hit. She said it's OG Strike Zone, not on. Yeah, even if it was, ain't nobody watching that stuff, But anyway. That's why they be over here. We just keeping it a buck. Even the Rattlers don't like the Rattlers. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, man, hey, listen, if you're not signed up, get signed up. See, we had 342 signups total right now, and that's pretty monumental. I'm proud of that. 58 signups to get to hit our 400 sign-up goal. Finalizing the perks. So I do want to say this: if you've already fulfilled your level, let's say you just paid the lump sum, you didn't pay the monthly, we are gearing up towards fulfilling. So as of right now, we just finished the design on all the merch. Everything is pretty much ready to start being printed. And once it gets printed, we'll come back and communicate the process of how we'll go about getting it to where we can get it shipped over to you and go from there. So really cool stuff, man. At whatever level you're on. So I will say this now, if you are paying monthly right now for your level, perks won't be fulfilled until the full payment of the levels are met. So you can't pay 2 payments and then expect to get, all the perks and then card decline, or you decide to change your cards on it, and then you'll never go back and finish it. So we gotta wait till it's fully fulfilled. You fulfill on your end, we fulfill on our end. That's how it works. But anywho,
hey, why is the 400 so monumental?
Because it's the next 40, it's the next 100. And we ain't never had 400. We 300 was monumental too. But what's more monumental than 300? 400.
That's right.
What's going to be more monumental after the 400? 500. But we'll do some different stuff after we hit 400. That's just kind of where the goal was 500, but we got too many people on the sidelines watching. I ain't gonna go at them or nothing like that. But everything that you need to be that's right in front of your visual to get active and get some momentum behind this thing, man. You got the university supporting it, AD supporting it. Man, I'm pumped up, man. We got 4 softball Tigers that we about to sign. Matter of fact, I signed 4 of them today. I rolled them out as soon as we get photos and everything. So we pretty much locked and loaded. They had a fantastic weekend this past weekend. Anybody get a chance to make it to the softball game? It was good stuff, man. Our lady started off 4-0, and I got to shout out AD Elise Wells Kilbert. She came over. Now, she didn't know TDD. We was already working on them softball ladies anyway. I talked to Coach Montgomery and told him that we were definitely looking to expand some partnerships over into all sports and softball. I mean, why not start with the SWAC champion? You know what I mean? Softball Lady Tiger. So had a few in mind, but decided to ramp it up when I, taking a look at them and looking at what they're doing and what they have been able to do. Just super stoked about the efforts. They had a great weekend. I'll go right to the scores. They opened up the season defeating Arlington Baptist 11-0, and then they whooped up on Grambling 3-1 the next day for a doubleheader, and then they stomped on Trump University 14-3, and then they whooped up on that school over in Lorman 8-2. So they swept the weekend 4-0. We got the best softball team in the conference, man. There's no questions asked. And the ladies that we are proud to be partners, they were very easy to work with. Great communication today. I can't wait to introduce them and go from there. But you guys are going to be proud. I mean, I'm just actually waiting on some edits right now. But as far as all the administrative stuff that I needed to do that's pretty much done. Waiting on one more. And then once all that's done, we'll roll them out. Same with baseball. Waiting on some paperwork to get finalized, and we'll roll out. Got 2 of them right now, so we'll get going, and then we'll introduce those as soon as we get them. So just waiting on my brother to get me them edits. I need them edits, man. I move a little fast sometimes, TD, and I get a little anxious, man. I don't like to be for real, man. I just don't like business got to be booming, man. We rolling, man. You got time to be doing all that waiting and stuff, man. So it just slows down, and it's a couple things I won't speak to that I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. If things were a little bit more crispier, just on photos and all that type stuff, we can get to them pretty quickly. Things could go a lot faster, but there are some opportunities that we have in this. And I will just say this from an athletic standpoint, from a university standpoint, we have to make sure that we have to be on our A game, man. Sometimes you get spoiled with football because you have a media person, and you know that they're going to have photos, they're going to have all their different shots. It's going to be like that. But what tends to happen, TD, is when you start looking into other sports, it can be a little inconsistent, I'd say. So, again, just an opportunity for us to get better in that area, especially in the NIL era. So if you're looking at an NIL era where you similar to what we're doing, I mean, you want to have good photos that we can use and use them pretty quickly and not let that delay the process to getting it out there. I'm ready to announce, I'm ready to roll it. I'm ready to post, man. You know what I'm saying? I love celebrating the kids, and when I can't do that, I have to just sit back and wait. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything. So, but you guys will be excited about it. And when you see them, go shout them out, blow them up. We'll feature them on the channel, and we'll show them off and all that good stuff, man. But I'm just proud to be at a place where we're able to not just do football only, man. You know what I'm saying? I know football is the driver. Football is what everybody's interested in. Football season over and people go into hibernation. They ain't really paying attention like they normally do. Football season roll around again, TD. Everybody start paying attention again because it's just the interest is there. And I understand that. But we got other sports.
One thing I'll say about the other sports, especially softball, and first of all, softball team is a really good team. And they're interesting. I mean, I like softball personally. I mean, I like, going to see the young ladies compete. My daughter plays softball, and in the excitement that the JSU softball team brings to the forefront, keep the game interesting.
Yep.
So, and then when it comes down to baseball, I mean, you can kind of look at that as relaxing time. And when you go to football games, you hype, you're talking, you're yelling, you're screaming. When you go to the baseball, softball game, give you time to kind of mill out. There'll be people there. It can get exciting. You get to know the player, especially the biggest thing is getting there, just like in other sport, getting to know the players, getting to know the coaches, getting to know the environment. That'll make it more interesting. Then you know what you're looking for. So every time I go to each, one of those games, I be trying to get to know the roster, get to know the coaches, learning the sport itself. What makes it rock? Who's the best player on the team? What to watch out for, and then you just root for your team.
Yep,
that's pretty relaxing. A lot of time you're done on Sundays evenings and stuff like that, man. So it's cool to go out and check out those sports. You're not doing anything, just want to get your bag of peanuts and whatever your beverage is. Just chill, man. I like the sports myself, so I do attend when time permits.
Especially when you got good sports. We got some really good sports teams, man, on campus right now. Our baseball team was merely just TDI. We were merely just 1 out away from. I had 3 outs away from SWAC championship. They just came out with the preseason predicted order finish. A little lazy, in my opinion. As always, as most SWAC preseason stuff is, it's mostly lazy. And I say that for a reason, because if they did their research, I mean, you're factoring Grambling as being the order of finish because they won last season, but just about every player, TD, that was of any significance that was worth a damn on Grambling's roster left.
It is kind of hard to go against the champ. I mean, so to beat the champ, you gotta beat him.
If you, this is what I'm saying. I'm not knocking them; they still could win. But my point is that it's a lazy approach when you just say, "Hey, I'm just going to give the preseason top nod to the team that won last year." Then there's really and honestly, to be honest with you, bro, there's really no point of having a preseason poll. You can just roll out last year's ending and say, "Hey, man, this is how it ended last year. Let's see what everybody do and be done with it." Not that it's that big of a deal. I'm just telling you.
Which was a good game, by the way. I mean, they pulled it off. I mean, they had to make some kind of rally to come back, and unfortunately, they was able to.
Good coach too, really good coach.
They came back.
I'm pretty sure he feels pretty good about his team, even though he had to go out and recruit for a lot of the talent that he had to replace. But I'm just using that as an example when you really do the real work and the research.
But I know we was able to return 3 of our best players from last year.
Well, one of the young brothers that we will feature, obviously, we got the reigning SWAC preseason player of the year, young brother that's, I mean, huge. Coach Omar Johnson was extremely huge on Jordan McClatty, and I'm proud to announce, that Jordan is there'll be some more communication coming out. I guess I can go ahead and say it now. I mean, I ain't like I'm, or anything, but Jordan is one of our brand ambassadors. I'm proud to announce that. We'll put that out on social tomorrow. We're excited to have the preseason player of the year, and representing the brand. So I'm absolutely ecstatic about that. As a matter of fact, let me do this. I don't mind doing it this way. I mean, it's cool, man. I really just look, man. If you haven't watched JSU baseball, then all you got to do is go and check it out, because I'm telling you right now, this young brother here, man, is a star. Got a really good support system. Had an opportunity to try some free agency in the MLB, but elected to stay in the fray, come back and play his last season out. And Coach Omar, I guess he was just kind of holding his breath a little bit to see if he was going to return, man. And he was he's absolutely I'm glad that he did. I mean, and I'm glad that he getting the recognition that he deserves. Really good baseball player, man, for us. Really good baseball player. And the conference has recognized him as the preseason SWAC player of the year. That's a pretty outstanding preseason accolade. What you think, bro?
Yeah, man. I mean, actually, that's I guess you could say there's one thing that the conference got right. They chose McClatty to be player of the year. And here's the thing. I mean, we talk about baseball, maybe not as much as we should. We try to promote all the sports definitely on campus. But we got into this whole conversation, the back and forth about, enrolling your kids into your children not only your children into baseball, and kind of bringing them up. And like I said, the young man had a chance to go pro. That's the only sport that you can go up right, real quick and start making the money if you're that type of player.
Yep.
Or for him to want to come back and make himself even better, make himself a better prospect, that's awesome. I mean, and one thing about baseball, it happens, Ken, but you don't see too many, injuries. You do see injuries, but not as much as you see in other sports. You definitely want to hear with the ball coming back, I know, towards the mound, but yeah, man, with he and Eichelberger, it should be they got a good pitching staff too. I mean, a good pitching.
Yeah, you do. We lose a few pitchers. We get Cam McCoy, who's heavily sought out right-handed.
I'm definitely gonna go see what he got going on.
Yeah, he got a lot of heat, man. He had that even when he played at Eastern. Oh yeah, he throwing in the high 90s. Actually, he's actually baseball. He did that at Eastern Michigan, so that's one thing we knew. He came over as a two-sport player. But I did want to touch on Joseph Eichelberger. Had a monumental season last year. Monster batting average. Was leading the nation for an extended period of time last year. And the true freshman Robert Tate Jr., man, who comes in as a sophomore shortstop, had a great season last year, TD, and come back as second team all SWAC. But they got it right, man. They got it right.
And we remember we were trying to figure out what Eichelberger was going to do last year. I think he was on the screen and said, "Hey, let's run it back."
Absolutely. Hey, I agree. Lane's a baseball guy. Played Jack State. Amazing accolade, especially for baseball. Rich JSU baseball history, man. And to have the best in the conference returning to play for our beloved JSU Tigers. And hey, man, I'm excited to welcome Jordan McClatty to the brand.
Congratulations, Jordan.
Hey, we're excited to we'll feature him on social media this on tomorrow. Just got his paperwork back in, and we been waiting on that. Been ready to roll for quite a minute, but we don't put no pressure on anyone. But we are excited to welcome Jordan McClatty to the KC-1400 Collective brand. We will do all we can to support him, man. We'll definitely be at some games this year. We'll feature our other players on once we get everything in. So we're just trying to finalize everything, but clap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? We welcome Jordan McClatty, man. Preseason SWAC Player of the Year to the brand, man. And I removed the photo, but I just want to say just how much I know Coach Omar Johnson was big on getting him taken care of, man. So just at Jack State in general, man. And we were able to to work that out, and we're excited to have baseball representation. So he's the first, TD, officially the first KC-1400 baseball brand ambassador, man. So I'm proud to start it off with you got a good name too, man, Jordan.
And then you know what I mean? He
What's
was
up, Mo? What's happening, baby? Yeah, man.
For him to be named, to be preseason SWAC Player of the Year, he was, making second team all SWAC last year. So that means they definitely gonna see some improvement in him. He was second leading batter on the team. So I guess you got another year on his belt.
Yep.
So hey, look like he can swing that bat, man. He finished 8th, in the conference, overall as far as hitting. So McClatty gonna bring it. So we got him. I know I'm gonna catch a few games. You know, give me some boiled peanuts or something, man. Stop by one of those convenience store, give me some boiled peanuts, some water, and go up in there. Get my season passes.
There you go, bro.
Hey Lane, you planning on catching any games this year? I go there with you, man. I know Mo gonna catch a few. We'll go over there and
no, we
Mo can't be all there fussing at the rail, bro. You can't be going off on the rails, Mo. Mo be going off.
Hey, shucks, man. You already know. You know how Mo gonna get down, man. Real quick, let me send this out, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm talking that talk.
Nah, it's a great time, bro. We
Hey Lane, let me know what game you're gonna make.
Man, we doing that tailgate, man. We doing that tailgate, bro. We
again, man. Let me speak to everybody in Tiger Nation. Hope everyone doing well. The weather has changed. I hope you can turn your AC on. Turn your AC on. Now you got to turn your heater back on. You'll be under the covers. I'll be under the cover with that flu, man. Be careful out there, with this weather. So I hope everybody's doing well.
I don't wish that on nobody, bro. I got past it, and man, I'll tell you, bro. It was whew. Hey man, that was brutal, bro. It was.
So also, I know we were speaking a little bit. I mean, let me do this too, man. Why are you doing that? I want to shout out
first, bro.
Huh?
Are you finna speak on first?
No, I was gonna speak on first.
Before you do that, I did want. I had every intention on opening the show, man. Just want to send our love and our thoughts and prayers over to brother First. He did lose his mother last week, and it's been very expressive. He's taken us on the journey with him, and man, he is. I know he's dealing with a lot, and we just want to send our love over to the bro, man. So y'all go love on brother First. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Put It On Something. And all that love, man, is going to be great. Trust me. Tough times, man. So, prayers up for him and his family. Condolences for losing his mother. We love you, bro. We appreciate all that you do. And stay up, man. We're here for you if you need you. Go ahead, TD.
Yeah, man, I like to add to that too. First of all, bro, thank you for your boldness in the journey that you allowed us to go on with you and your family, including Mr. Bear, your moms. I'm hoping and thinking there might be some therapy for you as well. Going through a lot of stuff that you had to go through. We talked a few times, reached out, and I know you're a strong guy. We all try to be macho, man, at time. I'm not saying that that's what you are, man. But with that being said, we definitely here. The phone lines extended, wherever social media you need, sometime, no matter what it is, man, if you just want to hear, another voice, man, definitely got prayers for you and your family. Your mom was a staple and a pillow for the community. She taught all her life. Excellent teacher, cared about a student, cared about her craft, what she was doing. And then a parent that she made sure that you and your sister, was on top of y'all game because your sister is a professor and you graduated with high honors, when you graduated college. So I definitely love the song that you did, with your, towards your mom, and a lot of the verses stuff that you had, like when you try to do stuff that you weren't supposed to do, she came out there and got you no matter where you were. Plus, I know them streets of Ken. So she came out there and got you. She was serious about, your life and your career, man. So many prayers and blessings, to you. I know it's healings take time, but I know you have your, your wife and your kids, there for you. And there'll definitely be a shoulder to lean on. So again, Ms. Wells, rest in peace. We appreciate all you did for the neighborhood, for the schools, and for the students that came through under your tutelage.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, man. A lot going on in the day this morning. Well said, man. Well said. Do you have anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah, well, I just got a little touch. So, man, I lost my mom in 2010, so I understand. And actually, I, probably was around first age too. But hey, every time, when you're dealing with that, try to dwell on the fond memories, the tough time that made you made you a better person, and take it every second, every day, every minute, every hour. Just take your time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Life is real. So again, just take your time. Don't be afraid to reach out to some of your homeboys, or, some of your classmates. I know you and Thad pretty tight. Reach out to the brother. I'm sure he already reached out to you. Carlisle, I spoke the other night after the game. I saw him. He was at the game with his team. So he said he was going to reach out to you. So, hey, bro, you got a family. You got an extended family. So it'll be good. And then Ken, what I would like to give a shout out to, I think you spoke on it, or someone spoke on it about an event that they was having on campus, I think on Friday. Girls Against Guns and Violence.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to the sheriff department and the Capitol Police and campus police, JPD, Chief Wade, all for joining the panel, trying to help the kids go in the right direction. It's funny how we always talk about how bad the kids are and what's going on with the violence, and no one just making just a whole bunch of effort. So for them to have that panel, for the high schools to come out, for them to talk to the kids, I think it was excellent. Shout out to Jacobian, and I know I saw Jacobian and Isaiah was there speaking to the young men, speaking to the students as well.
It was Jacobian Irv
and Hunt,
Spencer, Gerardo Baser, and Avery Salerno.
Yeah, what's Hunter? Hunter
Burns.
Hunter Burns, yeah, he was there also. So shout out to those fellas for lending their time to help educate their peers and and try to show the kid young people the right way. It's easy to get upset about something. The first thing we want to do is resort to violence, and then we resort to violence. You don't win one way, so you want to go get a gun. So
yeah,
just be brave and walk away. If a situation just not flat foot in your face where you got to throw hands, you just leave it alone because it ain't worth it. Because Ken, back in the day, man, you throw hands and then you become friends. Now you throw hands and it a lot of time leads to the end.
Yeah,
it's very unfortunate.
Fight no more, man. Don't fight.
Nah.
You gotta have emotional intelligence and be able to,
right.
Even with family, man, it could be in the streets, family, anybody. It just It's always pays to be more civil and think more clearly. It was always said, walk away, sleep on it, give it some thought, and usually it saves you from doing a whole lot, So,
but we got this thing called pride, man, and being called, weak or whatever other names that people call you for not, I guess, standing up for yourself in a certain situation. But just make sure you think things through. Now, I definitely wouldn't advise you let nobody put their hands on you, for sure. You do what you got to do, but if that situation can be avoided, then you avoid the situation. It'll save you a whole lot of trouble, because sometimes when you get to think about stuff in hindsight, and you in jail or you in the hospital, then you wish you would have walked away jail because somebody stepped on your shoes or called you weak. So think about that stuff before you really get into, a situation. So I'm glad they had that forum. I'm glad they had that panel, and I hope the lesson was well taken by everyone that was there. I hope the chief, they was able to learn something too, because you're never too old to learn. I know they in law enforcement, but it's some things that the students may have said that may have got the law enforcement attention to, with harassment or stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it was a great forum. So shout out to all those student athlete that was involved in that, man. Kudos to you guys.
Well said, man. Well said. No, it's all necessary. I don't think if it wasn't something that was necessary, it wouldn't have been done. But shout out to the university for having something like that. Need more of it, man. More mentors, more panels, more discussion, man. So yeah, we see that, sis. We see Luka making his debut tonight. We'll watch the game after the show go off. That's gonna be interesting to see how that play out. But we happy about that. Real quick, man, I do want to kind of mention that. Shout out to Coach Taylor. Is going to be actually coaching down at the Legacy Bowl next week, actually. Next weekend. So listen, we I did mention we got an initiative. Ding, 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 ding. Travel initiative. So let me say this, man, real quick, while we got everybody. We hadn't done one in a while. We did say we was going to be doing it. Hold tight, bro. Hold tight. I'm going to stay on task real quick. So listen, this weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. So we got 7 playing in the Legacy Bowl. We got Coach Taylor coaching. Media team is going to be traveling down there. So I think Austin's going to take about 10, bro. I think he's taking about 10 people, actually. And of course, lodging is something we've done this past 2 years, I think. I think we did it 1 year. Did we do it last year or the year prior to that? I think we did it. I think the first year was we did an initiative for us to go. Second year was Austin and his team. This year, we're gonna ask for that same thing, man. So let's we got a travel goal that we gotta hit. We'll grab an Airbnb, big house for everybody to go down, and Austin and his team go do what they do. This is a little unique though, because we got our head coach is gonna be the coach now. So this year. Last year he came down on Saturday, did the call the game with Rob J. This year he's gonna be putting that work in, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna go. We got a chance to go to a couple of practices, but we were just focusing on our JSU Tigers and kind of watching them. Now, not only do we get to watch our 7 Tigers that's playing, we get to watch the coach, our coach, Coach TD. How cool is it that Coach Sam Shade is gonna be coaching with Coach TC Taylor? Because of his Miles College success, and now he's over there with him Alabama A&M. So technically, you got 2 D1 coaches. They usually do like a D2 and a D1 coach. That's how they mix it up with Coach Chennisberry and Coach Alvin Parker with Virginia Union. They're being represented on the Gaither side. Team Robinson to be led by head coach TC Taylor. So listen. The ways to donate is at the bottom, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here real quick. So I'm not gonna keep this up on the screen, but if you guys notice this Cash App, this is the Ken Clark Cash App. We did change it, but let's see if we can't raise some dollars so we can get Austin them squared away. And then, like I said, we'll once we hit our goal. I mean, it ain't gonna be cheap. I'm gonna just be honest with you. The house we're looking at about $3,000 probably. I think for what we looked at, TD, for the amount of days. I think they're looking to come in on I want to say Wednesday, bro, or Thursday, and leave out on Sunday. So we're looking at about a good 3 days and a nice size Airbnb. So if it moves you in your chest, put in on it, go ahead and do so. So you can hit that Cash App, you can do Giveify, you can do Zelle. And it's important that we go down there and represent. So look, I'm going to remove this. It's at the bottom of the screen. It's at the bottom of the screen. So if I remove that right there, you see at the bottom, see the little Cash App logo, you see Giveify. You can donate all different types of ways, man. So If let's get it popping, man. We got 400 in the room. Y'all know how we get down. Hadn't done one of these in a while. A little rusty. Hold on just a second. Oh, that's easy. I hate doing it that way. But I mean, because we know everybody's not going to donate. But listen, y'all go ahead and get it popping, man. Y'all know what time it is. All right. Yeah, so we're gonna push this pretty much this whole week until we hit our goal. We not, like I said, if we can get it out, if we can get it done tonight, that'll be great. We don't have to talk about it no more. And we can get back to the signups. But we're gonna put all the NIL signups and everything on hold because I want to make sure that they get down there. Austin and them don't usually come to us unless they feel like we can support them in that way. We'll do that. We'll make it happen. So so yeah, man, y'all hit that cash app at the bottom. I'll put that up there for now. So let's keep it moving, man. So we got a 3K. That's what we're looking to hit, man. So y'all hit that cash app, donate whatever you feel. The quicker we get there, I'll keep you posted. I'll check on it in about 30 minutes and see where we are, man. And we'll do it like the good old days. If you want to do Givelify, you can do Givelify. You can hit the let me remove that real quick. So yeah, man, we are planning on going down there, and we got not only that, TD, this year around, we're gonna be doing 7 interviews. 7 interviews. I haven't really thought about the exact way that we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I know we got to get a room because we're gonna grab a room in the hotel and we're gonna sit down and talk about them. Now, this is what we can do. We got to decide, do we care about it or do we not care about it? Remember when we first, remember all the momentum of the media piece when it came to going to the Legacy Bowl. Hopefully everybody pulled down there, man. We got the Boom playing in the what is it, the Fat Tuesday, I think. The Boom's going to be down there playing in the Mardi Gras. And then you got, this is a lot of Tiger representation, man. So you got the national champions going to be down there. You got the team down there and they're going to do their thing. So, let's knock this initiative out. Let's and then once we hit our goal, we'll have Austin come up, and not tonight, but whenever he'll come in. Matter of fact, Austin, if you're out there, you can pop up on the screen if you're out there, man. Come on up and let them know ain't nothing changed, bro. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing going. Just same day, different day. The Zulu parade, man. I might have to go down there, bro. Did you been to Zulu before? Ain't never been, bro. I ain't never done none of that stuff, man. I ain't never done none of that, man. So
I know.
See, Willie, don't. I'm gonna have to delete that. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause everybody ain't gonna do it. I don't want to put a number on it because when you start doing that, we got 400. Everybody do $10, then you're gonna have 30 people donate $10, and we're not gonna get there. No, we need to hit the goal. We might have 25 people donate. 25 people give $100. We get a whole lot quicker. So yeah, man. Whatever you got on it, cool. It don't make me no difference. Yeah, just throw it in the pot, man. I'll tally it up in a little bit, man. We're gonna do what we do. So we're gonna take the best media team to New Orleans. We're gonna give our coach that dope support. They're gonna be putting out all the and bro, you're gonna have to get ready, man. We might do that panel interview this time around. And we might set it up, man, and sit down because I'm excited to talk to him. We get to sit down with Irv Mulligan.
Find a quiet spot.
Matt, that's why I said we got to get a room at the hotel. Like this ain't gonna be no. There's gonna be some practice stuff that'll be happening as well. Like or like game clips. All that stuff is fine, but actually doing that exit interview, that interview of how their week went. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to interview Irv, man, because Irv has been putting that work in quietly, bro. So every time you I'll go, if you find yourself over at the gym, you mess around and see Irv somewhere putting that work in, man. So Irv is a pro, and he's taking the thing very serious right now.
In that thing, man.
Hey, man, I saw Evan the other day. Evan was out there, man, with the what you call the little thing when you're running and you got the little flap that they put on the race car to slow them down. The speed parachute. He out there parachute running, bro. Them boys putting that work in, man.
check out the question at the bottom, King.
Which one is it? Let me see. Who are the 7 player website on the show for? So we have Irv Mulligan playing in the Irv Mulligan, Kurt Ford, Evan Henry, Matt Knoll, Kevrick Wiggins, True Thompson, and Robert McDaniel. So those are 7. I'm gonna repeat again. So we have 3 offense, 3 defense, 1 special team. So we got the best punter in the country, Matt Knoll. On offense, you got SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, Irv Mulligan. You got 2 offensive linemen with Kurt Ford and Evan Henry. Then you got on defense, you got Robert McDaniel, you got True Thompson, you got Kevrick Wiggins. Those are your 7.
And Towns Blue decided to pull out.
Towns Blue is back at Jackson State, and he is the brand ambassador for KC-1400 Collective. Proudly. And we're happy to have first-team all-SWAC offensive lineman that took advantage of the JUCO extra year rule, and he's back in the fray. So we had 8, but he wound up returning. So we'll have those 7 we'll be playing. Hey, if you can make it to the game. Now, listen, I do understand that Saturday is Alcorn basketball, so I understand. Look, we got to have some Tigers over there represent for the basketball team. But if football is your thing and you want to come support these guys, hey, man, the head coach is going to be here coaching. So we got the coach. We got the coach. Best coach in the country, the man himself. But TD, I'm more intrigued by the practices, though. I'm looking for, and you got Coach Chennisberry. You got the Celebration Bowl rematch coaches. Get the any word on Isaiah? I talked to Isaiah today. Still waiting on the word. So no, there is no update just yet. Still waiting on the NCAA. I knew y'all to ask that question because I had the same question myself. So we'll find out soon. And I'm going to just say, yeah, hopefully they go ahead and give my boy another year, man. That's what we're hoping for. So, all right, y'all, we got it. But like I said, man, we got an initiative tonight. We are going to do travel expenses for the media team through our channel. We're going to do that. So the initiative, travel expenses to the Legacy Bowl. We do this once a year, and we're going to do it again. Listen, we've been doing a lot of things through the foundation, which has not required us to come on the screen to really talk about anything other than pushing the collective signups. But we need your support. We need your support. We're going to push this thing all week, and we're going to take care of it, man. We're going to make sure they're good like we did last year. So, we spoil our people, man. We take care of them, man. He was trying to get that same spot last time. They did a really good job last year. I'll bring the photo up on Wednesday. We took a big group down there, and you had so much Jackson State representation, it wasn't even funny. So I don't think it's a bad thing to overdo it when it comes to our JSU Tigers, man. And here's the other thing. Those JSU Tigers, players that'll be playing down there will greatly appreciate the support. And this is our bowl. This ain't the Senior Bowl. This is our thing. So why not go all out? Hell, we had great representation at the Senior Bowl, and we didn't even have a player playing in it. But we're going to be fantastic when it comes to this event. So looking for donations, hit the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, whatever it takes, man. Just we appreciate all donations, all the support. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop that and just leave the ticker up there. So you can do the KC-1400MG Cash App. You can do PayPal /KC-1400 Media. You can do Zelle, KC-1400 Media Group at gmail.com, or you can do the tax-deductible donation through Givelify, Friends of KC-1400 Inc. So we're going to keep that up, even though it's at the ticker. If you want to mail in a donation, you can send it to the P.O. Box, 2021, Jackson, Mississippi, 39225. So let's make this happen, man. All week, we pushing for this initiative. We want to make sure that we get them squared away. So if we can knock it out tonight, that'll be great. Let me take a quick glance just to see how we pushing. We ain't done this in a while now, so we got to be good. We out the gate slow. So come on with it now. Come on with it. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen.
Hey, let me say this. Say this to Austin. You get to think about this. We think about the athlete, we think about the student athlete, we think about the students on campus themselves, everybody that, affiliated with some, fraternity or some program, something like that, who's graduating from Jackson State, even in, mass communication, different programs. But Austin, with the way that he go about doing things, man, he graduating videographers and photographers, man.
Hey man,
I mean, the way,
well
I mean, huh?
Well said.
Yeah, man, the way that he take those young people and turn them into, you know, great shooters, and the way they record, he's very patient with them. You know, I watch him, you know, like I said, man, I just sit back and watch how people operate. And, you know, they had their walkie-talkies on and they communicating. So he does an awesome job with that, you know, and, you know, one stands out to me, well, too, you know, James behind the lens, and, you know, Ashton, just to, you know, name a couple.
Yep.
You know, that was
yeah, even Foley just graduated. Got a whole new team now, TD, and
got a whole new team.
We got to learn the names all over again. Everybody, you know, and has even done a great job of supporting us. So I do want to say this though: if you go to the KC-14, here's why his team is very important, and I want to shout him out. He probably would never talk about it, TD, but he has blessed us with a student that is helping us do content. So if you go to KC-1400 MG on IG, on Instagram, matter of fact, you can go over there right now, right? And let me just check out the page real quick because I haven't even looked at it. So I just want to make sure y'all understand that that's not me that's putting that content out there. that's not me. Yeah, so tonight you got basketball clips on the page right now. You know what I mean? And great highlights, and young student creator that's over there. And this is all through Austin's program, man. So helping us to grow our brand, helping us to get great content to add to the channel, because we wanted to put more media content out there under the media brand. We got 3 separate things, of course. Not 3, yeah, we do, but so yeah. So we're gonna pay it forward. We're gonna make sure they're good to go, and we want the team to be able to go, and the university will get them transportation. But when it comes to extra money to spend, we don't necessarily have a budget for all that. So you may get one day for, you know, for a few, but the way he wants to do it, I mean, we're gonna support that. So with donations, push them through, man. Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Travel to the Legacy Bowl. It is what it is. That's how we get down, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and even with that, man, you never know what the future may hold for these young people. I mean, you take a person like Phil Minotti, that man can shoot. You know,
he's working at the university now.
Man, they can shoot professional videos, mini movies. You know, hey, you might need them to shoot some stuff for you.
I mean, they've done it, man. They've definitely done it, and like I said, man, we have. And two, I gotta say this, man. I mean, there's opportunities out there, bro. But brother has made a commitment to build something substantial at the university. And I think sometimes what tends to happen, TD, is we get numb to things very quickly because we tend to take it for granted. And then when it's gone, it's like, oh man. So you don't want to miss a good thing until it's gone. The support, and this is one of the reasons why you keep a brother like that, because of the support. We've been supporting them, you know, anytime they needed a little something. We did an initiative to rent equipment before, and even looking for NIL opportunities for his team, him and his team, through some of the companies that offer that equipment. So we're looking for all different ways to grow in that department, man. We're the bell cow of a lot of things. So sometimes you have to be out front, and sometimes you have to trial and error, try things. Unfortunately, man, it's not always a smooth way to do it. And I don't want to, I'm not to the point, T, where I feel like I need to go back into this let's go back into the hush, do everything off the radar. And man, I ain't saying that, man. Look, we got 450 people watching. Look, if you can donate. We got an initiative. We 25. We no, we're not. We ain't 25% of the way there. We moving a little slow, but I understand it's been a minute, and then everybody got a lot going on. So yeah, if you can, please do so. Like I said, I want to do this. We will do it, and we're gonna make it happen. So all week. That's why I said we was gonna do that this week, because I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't gonna be too quick. We used to have them initiatives, man. We had so much smoke and coming, bro. We can snap a finger and things would be done in 5 to 10 minutes, and those were great days. But our mission kind of changed, and we're not trying to exhaust anybody out. But this is we don't mind the slow roll, but we got to put it in front of you. So again, Media team travel expenses. So we're gonna do that. Compliments KC-1400 media and the supporters of the channel. So let's get this initiative knocked out. The sooner we can get it done, the sooner we can move on from it. Hit the cash, PayPal, Zelle, give it a $5. Go ahead, bro.
We can, man. I see Miss Desi, shout out to everybody, again in chat, but I had a chance to meet Miss Desi and her sister Meredith. I think that's her name. Forgive me if that's not the name right, ma'am, or I got it wrong. I mean, great ladies. They've been supportive of the show and the channel and all the initiative from the beginning. Always great to talk to them. Met Miss Phyllis. I mean, just a great. Tiger Nation is awesome. I mean, period. I mean, every time we go somewhere, meet. So I appreciate all you guys coming up and having a straight conversation with us. So again, Miss Scott, thank you. I enjoy your message when you come up. They're a bright spot. So I just wanted to say that. And also, can you ask me, have I ever been to Zulu? No, I haven't, but I know somebody that has, and I like to shout him out. Shout out to Brother Raymond Wolford, man. I hope he have a speedy recovery. He always send us pictures from the Zulu balls and stuff. I keep telling him I'm a con, man, but man, those costumes, man, they look a little out of my budget, bro.
You look like the way you get down, bro. You look like you'll fit in just fine, bro.
Bro, I'm talking about, man.
All you need is a mask, bro. You ain't got no, I plan on going to do something, man. I don't know when that will be, but I do want to support the boom. I do want to go. I will be working the Legacy Bowl. So yeah, we will be working. We're gonna bring a lot of content next week, man. I'm telling you, man. Wednesday through Saturday is nothing but days and days of content. So let's get this lodging squared away, man. We need some support with lodging the team, putting the team up. So we're gonna do one big. We ain't asked for no whole lot of money for no hotels and all that. We're gonna do one big old Airbnb. You're gonna put about 10, 12 people in there, Joe. We get a nice little spot, TD over close to the 2-lane. I think we're looking at around about $3,000 for these days. So we're gonna hit $3,000. Let's do it tonight. Come on, man. Go in your pockets. Let's go and knock this out. Let's get it popping, man. So if you haven't donated, cool. If you have, cool. You can donate again. So to put something on it, hit the cash app. Let's go and get it popping, man. And you guys are gonna appreciate the content. So, and I'm looking forward to, like I said, sitting down with our former players, and we're gonna make it a good weekend. So I'll pause there. We leave the cash app up. Media team travel expenses. I need somebody in the chat to spearhead this and just kind of keep it rolling. I don't want to keep talking about it because I want to move on from that. Let me get your thoughts on this, bro. Couple things, non-Jackson State related. Super Bowl yesterday, bro. What's your thoughts, man?
Hey, one thing before I was going to say, if you've never been to the Legacy Bowl, it'll be a good time to come. I know that it's growing every year, Ken.
Yeah, it is.
And this is our combine for, the HBCU athletes. Yep. So, it's held at Tulane College. So come on down and support. I noticed, more fans are coming, but now you have 6 JSU Tigers in it, and you have the head coach coaching. So, it's a 3:00 game. You can be a turnaround trip. You just want to get away, something like that. So support the Legacy Bowl in whatever way that you want to, and can. If you want to just get away that weekend and come on down, check out the game. I don't think the tickets that much no more. I don't know how much they are.
They're on sale now.
They are on sale now. I don't think they're that expensive either. So,
no.
So just come on down and enjoy Legacy Bowl. Root your players on, root your coach on, root the HBCU combined, as a whole.
Yep. There you go, man. We got the captain, man. The captain. Evan Henry playing in the game. We got Irv Mulligan playing in the game. Robert McDaniel, Matt Knoll, True Thompson, Kiri Wiggins. And these are some of the old slides, but Towns Blue is back, but we got Kurt Ford playing in there as well. So there you have it, man. We got our guys going to be down there, and we're going to be down there supporting them, man. So if you're able to, we'd love to have you over there. He said, I had a blast at the Legacy Bowl every time I attend. It's going to be great, man. looking forward to it. It'll be a great weekend in New Orleans. Like I said, we got that's what we're working on.
And we got a feature band, right? Who's the feature band this year? Is it
I
all?
don't know, bro. I hadn't even looked at it.
Yeah.
We can go to it and check it out and see. Let's see. Let's see who playing in the band this year.
I know the first time we went down there was Alabama State. Last year it was us, the Boom.
Yep.
This year someone else. I think it's Alcorn, if I'm not mistaken.
You think so? But the tickets are on sale, man. 3 p.m. Saturday, February 22nd. Yeoman Stadium on the campus of Tulane University. We in that thing, man. So I don't know, TD. I don't see it, man. I don't I do not see it.
Yeah, Susan said she heard it was Alcorn. I think I heard this somewhere too. So yeah.
We all have to suffer then.
Oh, man.
Suffer through the sounds of fireworks. You gotta love it, man. Hey, man. So listen, thoughts on the Super Bowl yesterday, man. I'm gonna Brother Seeley, you come on up, man. We're gonna bring Brother Seeley up. Hold tight, Doc. I'm come back to you, bro. I'll move on to something else. I bring you up next time, bro. Brother Seeley, come on up. I know it's something specifically he wanted to touch on, TD.
Okay.
Kind of, we'll change gears there, but before we do that, make sure we got shout out to the bowling team, man. They did a really good job. We had a first team and a second team all SWAC player, Catalina Tovar and Mackenzie Conway. We finished third in the conference. We had two teams tied for first, so they did their thing, man. So shout out to the bowling team and shout out to these lovely young ladies who finished the season up all SWAC conference players, and they did an outstanding job, man. So shout out to them.
Yeah, congratulations to the bowling team. So I know they know to be very competitive. These two young ladies, first team, second team. So apparently they had a pretty good season. Man, can you go out and watch the bowling team?
Yeah, you gotta yes, you can. You absolutely can. Now listen, whenever they have those times, you gotta go follow it, obviously, and then go from there. But they have them on the web. It's on the website, man.
All right. Okay. Go bowling.
It said go bowling. Make sure I got everything I did want to touch on, man. And then we'll have Brother C. Lee come up, man. We're gonna bring Coach Ford up. We'll have him to join the show this week. Matter of fact, looking at possibly having him on Wednesday. So we'll introduce everyone to the golf coach, and then we'll have him on. And
he's excited too.
He is, man. It was a great coach. We'll be more than happy to have him up on the channel, man. Let's see, Brother C. Lee, how you doing, man?
Tired, but blessed to be tired. That's all I can say.
Hey, brother,
what's up, man?
You got your Samuel L. Jackson impersonation going on tonight, don't you?
Hey, man. TD, when I got in, man, I said, oh, damn, I told Ken we was going to talk about this thing. I was just about to go to bed, and I said, oh, I ain't took nothing. I still got my JSU by far at the basketball game gear on. So, yeah, I can only imagine what y'all doing, but I'm burning fumes. Been a long weekend, and I'm gonna be sending out something on the newsletter that's gonna let y'all know just how long of a weekend it was. But tonight, specifically, Ken and I talked a little bit about Trump's attack on the Department of Education.
Yeah. This is something that I think a lot of questions have been there. A lot of people not really understanding what it means, what's happening, what it means for HBCUs, all that good stuff, man. So we're going to touch on it tonight, man, real quick, and then we'll get out of your way. Matter of fact, TD, before we go there, you got anything else from a sports standpoint? Like I said, this is going to be a brief show.
Well, yeah, quickly from the sports stand view, shout out to Coach Mo and Coach Richards. Definitely Coach Richards. She's doing a heck of a job for her first season. I'm still in shock on how she's moving. And that's not in a disrespectful way. I mean, from the time she came in to what she had to do in the short period of time, including the coaching staff, getting the team together. I know there's a lot more basketball to play, but no, I mean, I really didn't expect her to do what she's doing. So she's accomplished a lot in my eyes from what, from the time she came in, what she had to work with. I know she has a lot of seniors, so now she got to hit the recruiting trail to kind of build that team up again, because now she's meeting the standard, Brother C. Lee. So now she probably had to surpass that standard. Now she's going to have a year, under the belt. So congratulations to her and her team for what her coaching staff, what they're doing with the Ladies Tigers. And shout out to Coach Mo for what he's doing with his program as well.
TD, I think you went to a perfect place actually, because you got a comment in the section today, and it was I posted some of the video clips of the games, the highlights from Saturday, right? And had someone actually was actually talking about it kind of alluded to the fact it was saying something to the effect of shout out to the real coach. And I was a little perplexed by that because I was like, what exactly do you mean by that? And it was more along the lines of shouting out Coach Reed, saying that Coach Reed left a really good base for Coach Richards to take and follow, or however, or whatever the case may be. And I had to correct him on that, because I said, we love Coach Tamika Reed. We do. We wish her well in Charlotte, and we rooting for her. She did some fantastic stuff at Jackson State. But I don't like the statement, no disrespect, and then follow that up with disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like,
disrespect is coming when somebody say no disrespect.
Yeah, because it was more along the line. And again, I'm not trying to create some type of back and forth. It's just, man, it's okay to give credit what credit is due, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone is doing a fantastic job, I like the I didn't mean to do that at all. I'm sorry about that. So don't pay me no attention. That was an accident. But no, TD, you made a great point, man. She did a fantastic job. So what I did let them know is there are no players that played for Coach Tamika Reed on this team at this current moment. We started the season, the off season, with two of those players, and those players are no longer with the team. One due to injury, and the other one due to separation. So this is a completely new team. We love this team. Matter of fact, we met all these young ladies and the coach and entire staff. There's nothing remaining. And even Esco was a trainer, so she wasn't even playing. So it's just. Point I'm making is that it's okay to give someone their flowers when they're doing well. We don't have to, it's not being disrespectful to the previous one by giving credit what credit is due prior to. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for going there, bro, because I didn't even think about it, TD. But when you said that, it made me remember. And right now, Coach Margaret Richards, her team is 11-11. We are 500 right now, and she's 9-2. And she's tied for she's in second place, and the men are in second place in the conference place. So men are in sole place of second because I think Texas Southern lost tonight, so it gave Jackson State second place sole by itself, and then the ladies are number 2 right now. I think we're in number 2, tied for number 2 or something to that effect. So anywho, go ahead, brother. You done, TD?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Okay. I thought you were talking to C. Lee Jackson. I mean,
there you go. There you go. But yeah, that's right, Granny. She left nothing in the house but the history of yesterday's success. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. It's okay, man. We're proud of what we were able to do. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, just can't add any more on what y'all added, but I go watch this team every night when we at home, and I've gone from being pleasantly surprised,
right,
just being amazed that the level the level of shooters and scores that she was able to find after recruiting is over, and then
built that whole team in May.
Yeah, and the ability. This team plays really good defense. I mean, this team it's a small team. We're not used to seeing. We kind of got used to having really, really big, really bigs. But this team, along with being just some great shooters, this team plays really solid defense. And that's a testament to recruiting and coaching. And so I agree with you guys. That's all I really have to add is that, I've gone from being pleasantly surprised to just being like, wow, she basically, she got it right. When you going when you getting 14 new players out the portal and you hit it right on basically all of them, that says something about your eye for talent and your ability to coach and your ability to put together a coaching staff. And of course, the AD's ability to choose a good coach. I mean, that's all I have to add to that is this. I'm like, I started the season with absolutely no expectations. I look here, I'm like the kid who mom and daddy told me I wouldn't get nothing for Christmas. And go downstairs and it's something under the tree. That's how I am.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was getting nothing. So I'm like you say.
So, bro, see, let me ask you this then. So has your expectation grown? First of all, I like the fact that they run. Setting up, running down the shot clock, trying to. I don't know, man. They're gonna push that thing and they're gonna let it fly. I like the way Coach Richardson let them play, man. It's exciting. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I want to say that about that, exciting basketball. So has your has your expectation grown to? I mean, are you expecting something now? Is it a situation where you're like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting anything. Now I'm expecting. Now you winning and we doing this. I see the team you got has expectation grown to winning to like, okay, now I'm expecting you to.
That's a good question. That's a good question, brother TD. And I'm the kind of person. If I'm playing with house money, I'm gonna keep playing with house money until you tell me I ain't got house money no more. Okay. Like that's not the problem. I'm gonna keep playing with house money. What I will say is the other adage that both you and Brother Ken know, the problem with sports, and really with anything in life, but particularly with sports, don't let us know you can do something well, because now we're gonna expect it from you all the time. Right? We always have to do that's been on the bench and you put him in the game, no matter what the sport is, he get in the game and do well. We tell him, hey, don't show us you can do well. Because now we're gonna be disappointed. So what I will say, TD, and again, as somebody putting expectations exceeded. Let me say it to you this way: for a team, the only team I'm worried about, and when I say just worried about, Texas Southern has size. They have height and they have size. But we have speed, we have shooting, and we have defense. So the question for me is, come tournament time, I'm not really worried about anybody else other than Texas Southern. And I will do this. I'm going to say something that I don't normally do because I don't really talk about other teams. But I have to, like you said, give somebody credit. I don't know the guy's name. I've been watching him for a lot of years. The guy at Southern can coach. That man can coach.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, just bottom line, that dude can flat out coach. And so I've never seen his teams not do what he asked them to do. And so when you playing against a Southern girls team, you playing against a well-coached team. So with that being said, thank you, Brother Doc Funches. Thank you. So with that being said, what I'm expecting is for us to at least get to the round of 4 in the SWAC tournament, Brother TD. Because I don't really see right now two, maybe three girls teams that I think that just worry me. And that's a heck of a thing saying she put this team together in May.
I'll say this, man. I mean, I know Ball. He's a great coach. X's and O's are there. Defense is there. All the little things that you have to do to be great teams, we do that. We do it well. We just you can tell there are still some holes that we can fill, which obviously that was to be expected. But that I would just say the holes aren't as big as and as plentiful as we thought they would be. And
hey, brother Ken, we didn't have a dam, so now I'm just glad we got some holes. The dam was broke. The levee had come down.
We didn't have a damn thing in the house either. It was rough, man. But now I found myself talking to D-Cord C. He was like, man, I love this team, man. I wish we could bring most of them players back, bro, to not have to lose as many of them we would lose just from being seniors is a little disappointing because we wish we can have them again. And but we got some talent on that team, man. With some young players, and we got some NIL money where we're gonna actually help aid in recruiting. So we're excited about that as well. So, but let me ask you this real quick, as before we transition, how was your Super Bowl, man? I know.
Okay, so I actually haven't watched the NFL.
I know you did.
No. I haven't watched the NFL since Steve McNair retired. And the reason being is most people root for the black quarterback. I root for the black college quarterback. And so once there stopped being a black college quarterback in the NFL, and there wasn't that many HBCU players, I really just kind of stopped watching. Now, what I will say is I was interested because we had 1.5 black quarterbacks this year. And as I said in the chat, if one quarterback won, I'd be happy. If another quarterback won, I'd be half happy. So I'm fully happy because and for people, look, man, don't call me, don't write in. I'm being facetious, all right? I'm not. Are you saying he ain't black? These is jokes, people. All right, I'm not getting into the whole identity thing, but I will say this: that I hadn't watched the NFL since Steve McNair retired, but the fact that you really had, 2 black quarterbacks, I thought it would be something to kind of tune in and just to see. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I promise I'm not being facetious. I promise I'm not trying to joke. But about midway through the second quarter, I turned to my wife and said, "This looks like that ass whooping South Carolina State guy from Jackson State."
I heard that all night.
This looks like. I wonder what South Carolina State in trauma watching this. Did they get triggered watching this ass whooping? Because it was eerily like, you think about it, you got Pat Mahomes, the Jordan type, and they had on that side. I was just like, I said, wait a minute, is Quinn out there? Is Quinn calling the defenses?
Man, hey, Quinn was talking that talk online though, man. He was talking talk. Yeah, man. He Quinn is definitely a student of the game, man. And he was loving what Coach Vic Fangio was doing on the defensive side for Philly, man. He put on a clinic last night.
And I will say this, and again, like I said, I don't, I'm a Jackson State person. The one thing, I'll say about this, regardless, if you can't be happy for Jalen Hurts, for whom can you be happy?
Right.
When you think about, being pulled in a national championship game, all his ups and downs, that's one of those things where sports becomes my father used to always say sports is one of the most rewarding things in life because it really rewards what you do. Right? Don't nobody give you nothing in sports. Mm-hmm. And to look at what Jalen Hurts was able to accomplish, that's one of those stories that no matter on what side you were on, you had to feel good for that brother. And so that's one of those times when, again, sports rewards what you do. And it was good to see his story had that kind of happy. And I'm not saying the brother about to retire or anything, but when you think about what everybody goes through, give him credit for being able to overcome, because I think those are the life lessons. I think people forget that. people forget that you initially put your children in sports at an early age, not because you're trying to live vicariously through your child, but because you're trying to teach your child some lessons that sports can help communicate to your child. Some of the lessons that I learned, as I tell people, I've said all the time, I was a mediocre multi-sport athlete. And the lessons that I learned as a mediocre multi-sport athlete, I still apply in my life as a writer. And I apply in my life about getting knocked down and getting back up, about, what kind of strategies I'm going to use, all of that. And so I just think that Hurts is a great example of that. I'll shut up.
So you mean to tell me you don't like their participation trophy?
Oh, Brother King, Brother Ken, let me give you a quick story, Brother King. I got one for you. Because I did something. This going to tell you how old I am, Brother TD and Brother Ken. I actually, Brother TD, now we didn't have middle school where I went to school. We had 1st through 8th grade and then 9th through 12th grade. So I played ball 6th through 8th grade, right? In the 8th grade, for the elementary tournament, and I said this is the worst thing ever, and I'm glad that the Olympics is the only place to do this. But Brother TD, I actually had to play in a consolation 3rd place game. So after you play in the semifinals, the 2 teams that lose in the semifinals, they make your ass show up at 8 in the morning, Brother TD, and play for a damn 3rd place. First of all, you mad because you lost last night.
Yeah.
Then you got to go back at 8 in the damn morning. Ain't nobody going to be there but you and the other loser. Let's be clear who there. You and the other loser. And you are there playing for a 3rd place game. Now, here's the kicker, TD. The team we played in the 3rd place game, we had beat them 3 times that year. And the closest was by 10. We were so disinterested about that damn game, and they were so happy to be there. They beat us by, I think, 3. So I didn't want that damn 3rd place. I didn't want to be in that damn 3rd place game. And I don't know. I think participation. So yeah, and to this day, I still get trauma. Like you just be driving and you think about this. Oh damn, I was in that damn 3rd. So I'm glad they did away. So I'm proud. That show you how old I am. I was still playing ball when they made you play in a damn 3rd place game to get that 3rd place participation. And we sleptwalked through a team that we had beat 3 times in the regular season. And TD, they was jumping up down like they had won the damn championship. And in fact, I got a text because I was so damn mad when the game was over, about 3 seconds left to go, and the guy was jumping up and down. I ain't gonna lie, TD, I pushed his ass down on the court. I was so damn mad. They got a text. They got thrown out the game. I know, bad sportsmanship. So now that participation trophy is for the birds. I shut up.
Oh, you good, man. You good. So no, here's where we are. And like I said, pardon me, I was doing something with my TV. All right, here we go. But no, I enjoyed it, man. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I enjoyed the halftime show. I know there was a lot of people that didn't really care for it. It was pretty much what I expected. Enjoyed it, man. I'm not gonna spend much time on that, but I did wanted to give you an opportunity because I know it's a lot happening right now, a whole lot, and I do mean a whole lot that's going on right now, especially with a lot of these executive orders, a lot of things that's popping, and a lot of people just had a few questions, and I knew it had to be something that was burning for you to reach out to want to touch on it, and I did want to give you an opportunity to just kind of speak to that, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll open it up, man. So if folks got any questions, they're more than welcome to come up, and then, like I said, we will not go past 2 hours on this live stream. We'll shut it down. So we got about a good close to 30 minutes that we'll touch on. However you want to go with it. Appreciate all the donations, man. Y'all keep them rolling, man. We got the media team initiative going, and we'll transition from sports. Right there, like I said, that's pretty much it from a JSU sports standpoint, but we did want to give you an opportunity to touch on some real life stuff. So go ahead, Doc.
So what I'm gonna do is I usually do is try to go from a historical standpoint. So we have to understand that Trump's attack on the Department of Education is being led by Elon Musk because Musk was born in South Africa during the apex of apartheid. And he's trying to reestablish apartheid in America, which was just another form of legal segregation. So we must first understand what was American segregation and what was then apartheid to understand how this attack on the Department of Education is fitting into that plan. First, we got to understand that American segregation was not just merely a system of separation of the races. Segregation was rooted in the black codes and the Jim Crow laws, stipulating that a black person had no rights that a white person was bound to acknowledge as prescribed by the Dred Scott decision. As such, the primary goal of segregation was the legal inferior or second-class treatment of black people, especially as it relates to educational opportunities, economic opportunities, political engagement, and judicial treatment. However, the axis, right, on which all of this turns is educational opportunities, because access to education drives the other three aspects. The other three, the economic and the political opportunities, mean nothing without the educational opportunities. This is why white supremacists have long despised the federal government, because the federal government funds public education, which, and this is what people need to understand, public education was created by African Americans during Reconstruction. There was no system of public education in America until black legislators such as John R. Lynch and others wrote the laws creating public education in America during Reconstruction. Thus, segregation was needed by white supremacists to create a dual public system of education, one for whites and one for blacks, separate and unequal. To be clear, black people never cared about the separate. We were concerned about the unequal, which was why we wanted to be desegregated and not integrated. Black people wanted to be desegregated, not integrated. We didn't mind having separate schools as long as they were funded equally. Therefore, ever since the 1954 Brown decision, white supremacists have attacked public schools in every way possible because they understand them to be tools to level the playing field. Moreover, the vast majority of non-religious private schools established between 1954 and 1980 were in direct reaction to the Brown decision and partially or fully funded with tax dollars. That's right. So most of the non-religious private schools established in America between 1954 and 1980 were established either partially or fully with tax dollars. White folks always telling us to pull up ourselves by our bootstrings, and we ain't got no boots, yet they've always used federal government to fund the separate things that they've always wanted. Yet, by the time we move into the 80s and 90s, and here's the kicker, most of the middle and lower economic class whites were unable to afford private schools, prompting a voucher system to become promoted as a way for more middle and poor whites to take advantage of the private school system. Thus, Trump and Musk, as outlined by Project 2025, desired to dismantle the Department of Education to remove the safety net provided by the federal government to black children who represent the majority of children in American public school districts that need federal funding to exist. They are hoping that dismantling the federal government dismantles the education for the majority of black children. Additionally, the middle and poor whites who voted for Trump are hoping that the current funding for the Department of Education is reallocated to a voucher system for them, which will then create the same system that existed in apartheid. I'll stop there to see if we need to go through that. So trap music is saying that public school is funded by local property taxes. That's partially true, trap music. It's partially funded by local property taxes, but it's also safety netted by federal funding. And that's the problem. So yes, in places where you have high incomes, and traditionally high incomes with white folks, they tend to have better schools, better buildings because they have better property taxes. However, even those schools, trap music, receive federal funding. So what happens, so if you have, say, a school district that is, say, majority black, majority poor, they don't have the property taxes, so a lot of what they have is underwritten by federal funding. Therefore, what the Trump administration is hoping is that by dismantling the Department of Education, they're going to then remove that federal funding safety net. They're willing. So let's say certain places. So let's deal with the places with higher property values. They may say receive about 30% of their federal funding, and then the other 70% is their property taxes. So they say, hey, we'll lose that 30% because we know that the 70% of these poor black schools are also coming from federal funding. So that's what they're banking. Also, trap music, what they're also understanding is that what they also plan to do is if they are successful at dismantling the Department of Education, they're going to try to reallocate those funds to voucher programs, and those voucher programs will then replace the 30% of the federal funding that they would be losing from their affluent neighborhoods. I hope that makes sense, chat music, but feel free to put another comment or question in the chat.
How do you stop it?
Well, that's what some of the courts are doing now. That's what some of the courts are doing now. Is that what you have now? What you have now is courts saying that he's overstepping what we call separation of powers, right? Executive, legislative, and judicial. All right. And so what they are saying, because it's actually the legislature who creates and votes on the funding for the Department of Education. So that's a legislative thing. So by him trying to dismantle it, the courts are saying that you are overstepping your executive powers. And so this is going to play out in the courts. The problem is, you know, that the majority of people at the Supreme Court are appointed by Trump.
Correct.
So the question is going to be, are they going to, what will the court say? Yes, trap music, University of Georgia, a lot of places are losing money for funding. You're right about that. However, their goal is and I want to explain this as clear as I can because this ties into the apartheid tiered system. So trap music is saying University of Georgia just lost money for research. Yes. The people backing and funding Trump don't care. The question will be, how many middle and poor whites, middle economic class and poor whites, will this affect to push back against the very person for whom they voted? That's the issue. But at this point, what they are hoping, trap music, is that enough white people who voted for Trump will be willing to take certain hits if they all agree that removing this federal funding will put black people, yes, collateral damage, Fred Allen, that's collateral damage, that they are willing to accept the collateral damage if removing this federal funding would put black people in an even worse position. How much does this affect HBCUs? Well, I'm trying to see, okay. So so let's put it to you this way. There are a significant number of students at HBCUs that receive financial aid, Pell Grants, student loans that are federally funded. And so if you dismantle the Department of Education and you dismantle financial aid, then you're going to be then removing a great amount of funding for HBCUs because so many of their students receive Pell Grants. Until I joined the military, Brother TD and Brother Ken, I was a work study kid. I was a work study work aid. And there's slightly difference between work study and work aid, but I did both work study and work aid, and then just ran out, right? So it will greatly impact HBCUs simply because so many of our students receive federal aid to attend college?
Says the Mississippi State legislative Republicans are doing their own version of this voucher business prominently this session. Many of the civil rights legislation court's decision came from one court. The court appointed a consecutive President Eisenhower thought it was. All right. 65% of our kids are receiving financial. If they dismantle the Department of Education, do these loans get dismantled too? It's a great question.
That's a good question, and that's also, Sister Brianna, that's gonna be a court decision. That's what that's gonna be. Now, if it were me, and you dismantle the Department of Education, then I'm gonna take the fund. I ain't got to pay you back. I didn't finish, But that's gonna be a court decision, Sister Brianna. So I can't give you an answer to that till it's decided upon. I would imagine that people would say, well, I'm not paying these loans back, and then you're going to get into collection agencies. You're going to get into how these things impact your credit, and we have to understand that different people can take different hits on their credit differently. I'm going to say that again. Different people can take different hits on their credit differently.
That's a great way of putting it.
Because, certain things, so you got three people on this screen. Depending on not only what our credit score is and what's on our credit score, right? One late payment will impact one of us differently just based on how your credit score is made up. And I tell people this all the time. This is something I tell because I want people to know that you can come back for this. Brother Ken, Brother TD, my credit rating is 750. Now, I tell people that because you're looking at somebody who actually once filed for bankruptcy.
I didn't file for bankruptcy, but I was down in the mud.
So I filed for bankruptcy and 7 years climbed out of it and got my credit rating back to 750. And so I always want to tell people that just because you're down in the mud and just because you filed for bankruptcy, that doesn't mean that you can't come back from that. Yes, Sister Jessica, they can put that like late payment 30% of your score. And what I would tell people, and I'm not going, because there's different ways you can do it. You can check your scores and go to certain people and get certain things for free. The reason I want to mention somebody because I want them to become a sponsor of the show. So I ain't gonna get nobody no free press. Become a sponsor. If you want them credit repair people, become a sponsor of KC-1400, and we'll mention you, and you can come on and tell people how they can fix their credit.
Hey, those are the facts. I've actually, I've been down through there. Trust me. I won't. It might be best that I not disclose how my credit got in the toilet, but black folk problems. I'll just say that, and I mean that in a way that's, yeah, I just leave that alone. But
also the thing about vouchers is you have to understand who's going to be controlling these vouchers. See, once you dismantle the Department of Education, then what's going to happen is those legislatures are going to be controlling who gets those vouchers. And the question is, are you comfortable, whether you're in Georgia, Mississippi, or Florida, or Tennessee, wherever you are you comfortable with your current legislature deciding who gets vouchers for certain types of education? That's the real, and that is apartheid 101. Apartheid 101 is when the government can make laws to determine which groups of people get what type of education by law.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. How do we ensure the JSU stays in the black? Well, right now, you need to be getting with. These are all going to be legal vows. If you notice what's been happening now to some of Agent Orange's executive orders is that they've already had lawsuits filed against them. And so right now, that's where we are. We are in a place where those who oppose these executive orders, the only recourse they have is taking it to court. And all of these are going to funnel their way through the Supreme Court. And they feel, you have to understand, they feeling real good right now because they got the courts packed. And they don't have a problem. They right now are saying we want to take it to the courts because they think they got the courts packed. And we'll see. Again, I would like to talk about boycotting, but I've just given up on black people boycotting. That ain't happening.
That's real talk. It's not happening.
Look, brother TD. As most people know, I shop. Again, I don't tell other people where to shop. I shop in Hines County. I had to realize, I was like, damn, I got to go way to Costco because Costco. I wrote a piece, I think 2 weeks ago, about Costco. Keeping their DEI program and Walmart and Kroger dismantling their DEI program. And so now the question is, do I go to Costco because Costco is keeping their DEI program? And do I bypass 5 Walmarts to get to Costco? And I just realized that most black people ain't gonna do that.
Well, if you ask me, I drive past 17 of them to get to a Costco. And I got very specific reasons why I'm saying that.
I
don't care, TD. My competition was Costco, and I used to work for the other company. I don't support them no more. So it is what it is, It is. But no, I get it, man. Costco has always been anti-Walmart, though. They've always had a model that was built around revenue sharing, pouring back into their people. And I've always said that if Costco would have ever adopted a system that we had at Sam's Club, my goodness, man, they would have blew us out the water. But they just didn't have the system that we had, which now we don't even have it. So, or they don't have it anymore. I'm not a part of that organization anymore. But good stuff, man. I mean, it's a lot of questions. I think it's going to be a lot of questions coming up, even more so. I think the reality of the matter is that I just. Did you answer the question about JSU? I think that's more of a concern for a lot of us looking at how do we stay in the black on some things. We look like some things that are happening that is going to directly affect the universities within the state. There's some questions came up. Is this going to make it a lot easier to potentially try to close one of our institutions now? I mean, but again, I still haven't gotten an answer to this question. My question is, I don't want to use the term DEI anymore. I just get annoyed as hell with that. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion. So my question is, which word do you not like? No, seriously. DEI is too easy to just throw off. When you say diversity, is that a bad word? No. Equity, it's not a bad word. Inclusion, not a bad word either. So, but when you take something like that and DEI, and it just to me, DEI is I look at DEI like the N word almost.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Don't say DEI around me.
Right.
If you're gonna apply DEI and start attaching all the same nastiness that came with the N word, then you should get the same fade that comes with the N word.
Right. Right.
Listen, I'm so serious when I say that, and I mean
that. I agree.
Stop playing around and using code words for things you want to say. Like, I don't even respond to that crap. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like even that it affected, directly affected, but it does require you to. I think the best thing we could do right now is continue to watch, stay educated. Don't be wasteful. You know what I mean? On anything right now. Wasting a lot of money is not smart at this time. I would say, retraining your palate on stuff. At the end of the day, we're going to have to it's going to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If you're not uncomfortable right now, you might want to start bracing to prepare for it. And what I mean by that is this: we have to walk circumspect when we walk outside of our house, man. You got to walk knowing that you very well may be triggered. I was traveling the other day. I was in the airport and I was approached by this. I'm going in the bathroom, TD. and an older Caucasian gentleman coming out, and we, you're turning the corner. There's no lane when you're walking in the restroom. So I'm gonna get out of the way because it's I'm always show respect to the, elderly anyway. And we was walking like if I'd have kept walking, we'd have bred into each other. And I stopped on the dime and moved over, and I kind of went on past him, and he just kind of mumbled some nasty stuff, man. Like, watch where you're going, buddy. And he kind of said on his breath, and it says, I was just like, did he really just do that?
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, like, if I respond to this dude, I'm gonna really disrespect him in a way that's gonna make him highly uncomfortable. But it ain't worth it.
Right.
Because I already know what's gonna happen. And the chances are I'm gonna be the one on the crappy end of it. So I already know what I'm dealing with. So you don't know when you encounter anyone, if someone is charged or whatever the case may be, man. My goal is to get home to my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And just be like TD said earlier, bro. It ain't about no pride, and don't get me wrong. It is about pride. It ain't gonna be disrespected, but at the same time, in some of these public settings and environments, you don't get set up for the okie doke, man. Don't get set up for the okie doke because times are a little different now. It's a little weird, man. But stay informed, stay on top of it. We need to start trying to save at least $2,000 to $3,000 in our savings for rainy. Hey, we should be doing this. We can do if we can do this now. I would say do this regardless of who in office. Do that if you can. You know what I mean? Do what you can do. I'm cutting back on all spending necessities only. That's a great man. You are never gonna go wrong doing things like being resourceful. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with being a little frugal.
Right.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with being a little cheap. I just ain't wasting money no more, man. Like if I don't have to, I don't know, man. So
and I'll say Grant had a question. So no boycott is being planned, not an organized one.
That was me.
It's too many. It's too many. Can I be real? It's just too many.
Well, hold on, before
no. Go ahead. You got
it. That here's what I would say. There's not one quote major organization. You have the NAACP, you have the Urban League, you have all these organizations. Yet right now, there's not been one major organization that has called for a sustained organized boycott. And so that's when I say no boycott is being planned, you have a few pockets here and there. The problem is that right now, the organizations that are on the forefront or supposedly on the forefront of our movement, no one is dared to organize it. And so the problem here then is until you get a large enough organization to try to organize one and get buy-in.
That's supposed to be like that's supposed to be something coming. Like, is it like the end of the month? We supposed to be like not spending any. It's something to that effect. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen. And while we there, just so we know, y'all, we got an initiative going on. I just want to jump in here real quick. Got JSU Football Media Lodging Initiative. So hit that Cash App. It's at the bottom of the screen. PayPal, Zelle. Seen some donations come through PayPal, through Givelify. We're trying to hit 3K. So we're gonna push it until we hit it. The sooner we can hit that goal, the sooner we can go ahead and grab and reserve a Airbnb down in New Orleans for the media team just to cover our players next week. So just wanted to kind of inject that. We got about another 10 minutes before we get about for this thing. If you haven't, please hit that Cash App, KC-1400 MG. Keep going, Doc. Go ahead. Yeah,
and I'm glad. I forgot about the National Action Network with Brother Sharpton. And the problem is who's joining them. What's the other organizations that's joining them? Because the problem is for it to truly be effective, you're gonna need wide. Let me put it this way. Freedom Summer, 1964. The only reason Freedom Summer was a success was because the four major civil rights groups decided to work together in Jackson, Mississippi, in the COFO building, right on the campus of Jackson State. So you had the NAACP, the SCLC, SNCC, and CORE. That's the only reason that Freedom Summer worked, was that those 4 major organizations said, let's put aside our difficulties and work to make this thing happen. So you got National Action Network. The question is, who's joining with him? Because the problem is we are so fragmented and we are so scattered that until you have a major buy-in by the major organizations, most Black people are just not going to do it. And let me be very clear. And the reason you need that major buy-in, because only then are you going to get the majority of Black people who go to church. If most Black people preach or don't tell them to do it, they not going to do it. And you can be mad at me for saying that. You can, but if they don't hear it in their church, if they don't hear what pastor said, now that's not me knocking them. I'm just telling you as somebody who's done organizing work, Brother TD, who's been, look, Brother TD, I used to have to lie that I went to church because I knew that people went to church wouldn't let me help them in their community if they thought I didn't go to church. That's how strong it is, right? So until we get enough organizations who can also impact the Black church and get enough Black ministers to say we are not shopping here or we're not giving our dollars here, you're not going to have that real kind of movement. I'll shut up.
No, I was going to say, like, and that's one of the things that was kind of that we get lost on sometimes. If you weren't living during that time, is where the organizations and the leaders were meeting up at. And most of those meetings transpired in Black churches, where there was venues and a lot of those that's where it was organizing. I mean, the messaging was there. They already were going to be there anyway. So when you start using those venues, I just think that we're just, I don't believe, I would like to be wrong, but I don't think we're unified enough to even to in a way, I'm gonna say this, in a way, what's happening could very much have a positive effect on us to unify, because it can get just that bad to the point to where we don't have no damn choice. So then when you ask that, then it's a bad thing, but at the same time, there could be positive effects that come from it. So no, I don't hope that it gets that bad to where we have to get to that place. But if we're talking about it from a community effort standpoint, we've been doing, group things since we've been on this channel. Even comes to, even from a scoffing, you get some scoffers that kind of tend to, frown on it or poo-poo whatever it is we're trying to do from a unified standpoint. But we're gonna continue to do what we do. But I don't know. I just don't see it. I'm with you. I don't see a boycott happening. Too much selfishness in the community. Some people are just only concerned about them and theirs, and they're not willing to get uncomfortable. And then you can't really blame them, because the follow through. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to be, how long are you willing to be uncomfortable for me?
And so 2 points.
Like, seriously, is that a legitimate question? Like, how long are you going to be comfortable? Not for you.
Right. Right.
And that's when it starts to get murky, because it's like, look, bro, I'm only going to be comfortable for me and mine. We good over here, y'all. Y'all got it. And I ain't trying to drive. I got to get back home in time, man. I ain't finna go, man. I ain't driving no 5 extra miles, man, to go no damn Target. I'm Walmart. I'm coming. Fuck it. I'm going to Walmart, dog. That's what's going to happen. People ain't going to do that.
Being there with a disguise on.
They ain't got no disguise on. He was like, dog, I
wasn't going all the way up.
And so I want to just answer 30 May and I think Jared Hawkins. So 30 May, so when Trump ran his campaign on Make America Great Again, his supporters should have asked what he meant by that statement. They knew exactly what he meant.
They knew what he meant.
Yeah, see, that's the whole point, 30 May, is that they knew this. You have to understand that the vast majority of white people who supported Trump because they realized that they are about to become a racial minority, and they were worried about becoming a racial minority. And so they realized that the laws that are in place won't protect them any longer. So they got to create new laws, a la segregation, a la apartheid. The people who were voting, the vast majority of white people who voted for Trump were voting for apartheid, were voting for segregation. That's their whole point. Remember, when I say segregation, segregation is not about black people live over here, white people over. No, that's not what segregation was. Segregation was a system in which black people did not have the same legal rights as white people. That's what that's why. So when Vance and Musk are telling Trump, don't pay attention to the courts, they're trying to implement a new system. They're trying to implement an apartheid or segregation system. These people knew exactly. And for the people of color, for the black people who also voted for them, always understand there was always one slave who was willing to tell master when Brother Ken and Brother TD was about to run. When Brother Ken and Brother TD was about to run, sell our city, like, I have to tell Massa, because Massa feeds us on Wednesday and closes us on Massa. Ken and TD trying to leave. They're trying to get away. So it's always been a select few who will side with the oppressor because they are willing to take what they can get from the oppressor. Now, to Jared Hawkins, I just want to say, well, that is a Deep South thing. The church and some organizations have lost influence. So a couple of things, Brother Jared. It ain't just as Deep South as you think, because the black church still holds sway. But also, that makes it even worse, because the one thing about the black church that existed is that it was a place of social gathering. So the fact that now that black people, so to your point, you're saying, well, outside the South, the church is not a social gathering place. That just means, Brother Hawkins, that black people are even more fragmented there. What you're saying then is that because there is no centrally located gathering place for black people, because the black church is not as important there, then there's no way to round up black people to get them on one accord. So just saying that, well, the black church has lost its sway in other areas doesn't actually solve the problem. That actually complicates the problem even more, because then my response to you is, and then what is the organization that can be the central location where black people can meet and organize and strategize? So yes, the black church has lost its sway. And then the question then becomes, if it has in certain areas, who stepped in to fill that void? Because if no one has stepped in to fill that void, then all you're saying is that we are completely fragmented.
We are. We are. And I think there's some truth to the fact that that's why he's even able to do it and willing to call out bluff on it. I mean, it ain't no, like, we ain't in no position to fight back. You know what I mean? Not when it comes to, that's why I said, I just, it's a lot of things I see. I've chosen to not speak on it because I don't even know what I'm looking at yet. Right. I'm just kind of observing. And I appreciate the dialogue for sure. I mean, this is going to be an ongoing thing. Come up every show. I don't mind it. I mean, we're going to have some stuff that's going to happen tomorrow and Wednesday. I know that's going to have some folks questioning, but the conversation must go on. We only hit about 25% of our goal tonight, which is fine. We got some more shows this week. I would love to just pause right here and just challenge those that are watching, if you can, throw some in the pot. And let's see if we can get at least close. We'll do what we can do. We're going to make it happen. It just may take us this whole week to get it done. And the sooner we can do it, the better, because the availability of lodging is not going to be very much so present. The sooner we can get it, we can go ahead and lock it in, and we go from there. So if you can, hit that cash out, man. KC-1400 MG. We're doing a JSU Media Team Travel Initiative, and we're trying to raise $3K. That's what we looking. That's the goal. It's not a hard goal. We've done 5K in 5 minutes before. But I understand times are a little different right now. Time money may be tight. It's tax season too. I don't think nobody got their tax return yet. Is he gonna do away with the Fed with the tax? What are he gonna do with the tax program right now, man?
That's a needs to be seen. But I will say that I think that I'll end on this. I think a lot of people in the chat have been saying, kind of the right things. If you're making independent, smart business choices, right? Maybe that will reverberate collectively, right? If we're trying not to be wasteful, trying not to buy things that we don't need. The way our grandparents, I'll say this. All of my grandparents only had a 6th grade education, Brother Ken and Brother TD. And I've never managed to have as much food in my house than they had in theirs. I ain't never had enough meat to need a deep freezer. And them people with a 6th grade education kept a deep freezer full of meat.
But they hunt. They lived off the land.
That means that you're right, which means they were smarter than me, Brother TD. I mean, so I think that's getting, and you're right, and that gets to skills that we lost. Brother TD, that was a time that every man I knew how to put up sheetrock. I didn't know a man who didn't know how to put up sheetrock. Now, I'm struggling to find some brothers who can put up. And I'm being facetious, but that's my point. So I think that we all have to.
I don't think you're being facetious at all.
So I think that that's what we have to do is find different ways to make independent choices. And then as we make independent individual choices, hopefully that reverberates through our community. Because, and I'll just end on what Brother Ken said, they know that right now we are too dependent and too lazy to fight back. And as long as we remain dependent and lazy, we'll never fight back. I'll shut up.
Look, man, I forgot my password. Hell. No, I think you're spot on, Brother C. Lee. I do. I just don't. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's just the way that it is.
I mean, I'll say this about everything, and I hate to say this, just like everything that you was implying, Ken and Brother C. Lee, you're right. But here's the truth about the matter. I'm not sure where everybody's religion and stuff is, but my religion, the Bible speak of these times.
Yep.
And I don't think we can do right now, to be honest, because there's so much against. We never have been able to completely come together as a race. And then even in that, you had some other races helping with what we was able to get done when things got done then. And you had to have people in the White House and everywhere to support what was going on. So right now you just work, manage your money, pray, live the best that you can. Right now it's a whole, you weren't able to come together then. Now you got everybody with their feet at the table. So you're not gonna get what you're looking for, unfortunately. So I'm not against. I'm not saying don't fight, but what you gonna fight with? People fighting with pens. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to stop people from fighting with guns against each other. So it's a bad time, but it's something that has to happen. I mean, this country, we as people have done a lot of things, man. And you got to reap what you sow. So it's not only gonna be us. It's gonna be a whole lot of people that suffer. So at the end of the day, you better get your better pray, get your Bible, your seatbelt, manage your money the best you can, and keep pushing. I mean, so whatever angle you go, good luck to you. You want to, I just leave that.
Well,
I just leave that.
let me say this. You're right. I mean, where we are right now. I mean, this is the end of the day. I mean, all you can really do. Your faith is only as good as your application of it. You know what I mean? I don't believe that nothing's happened, nothing's broke, nothing's happening that's not in the hands of the Creator. And so, it's a lot of. I was always told this, man. Listen, you don't have to like everything, but you do have to accept it in God's will. You're gonna see some things you're not gonna be comfortable with, but that doesn't have anything to do with just flat out criminal activity and things that's being wrong and things that's happened against you, things that's being wrong against your community. That's why I was saying you kind of got to see it. I say the best way to defend certain things is to be informed. Don't be oblivious to what's happening. It's always
Right.
to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention, watch the news, stay well versed on what's happening around you, follow local elections, pay attention to those, see what you can do, what your options are. And if you just don't give a damn, then just don't give a damn and just figure it out. That's a lot of people just don't really care. They just be like, all right, whatever, If that's how you live your life, cool. It's gonna be how it's gonna be anyway. But at the end of the day, when it comes to things that are happening, like a public institution that's run by the state that we love and we invest time, energy, emotions into, if you might want to pay attention to some of the things that's transpiring, so you can at least have an educated input on what to do, how to say it, how to combat certain things,
Right.
how do we fight back. And the biggest thing is being informed, not to lose yourself. You still, just because we say, let me say this though, just because we say people won't organize, people won't boycott, doesn't mean you don't put the effort there.
Right.
I'm saying we can start here. We can start over here. We can come together and we can build a little small task force if that's what you choose to do. At the end of the day, though, there's some major things that's transpiring, and it's clear as day. We can see what the government is looking to do, and that is to dismantle all things and that are pretty much in place. And a lot of those things feels like the majority of those things are those things that affect Black and brown people, more specifically Black folk. So it's gonna be some interesting times, man. But like I said, be informed, be care enough to be to ask the right questions, and brother, I appreciate you for coming up, man. Come up anytime and let it do what it do. Said don't sleep on any of this. To do so would be at your own peril. I mean, it's true. You don't want to be oblivious to what's happening around you. You can't be. You got these damn what do you call them folk? Them damn the folk with the little masks on that was out there, the little anyway, racist, the white supremacist groups, these hate groups forming up and having these rallies and stuff. Shout out to the YNs. Got some YNs out there. I'm just saying, man, look, all I'm gonna say is this: I don't want to see it on either side, because one thing that's never accounted for, you always have to account for the unknown. This is one thing that people ain't really Nazis. There you go. That people ain't. I don't know if some of these folk they're not thinking about what happens when Black folk decide that they don't give a damn no more. We always the ones that's always be, civil in a lot of ways when it comes to things that are, opposed up on us. And I'm saying it's that side of it, because the racism stuff, we've seen this stuff our whole life in various different forms. My question is, what happens when you push people to the brink and to the point of no return, and it gets to a place where they're not even accounting for what can happen? Right. And that's the thing that's my point when I say that's when it can really get ugly, because now you're dealing with things that you can't really account for. So you just kind of see how it go, man. But in all things, man, look to God, man, live under him and let him guide you in your ways, bro. So go ahead, bro. What you got before we get out of this joint?
Anytime you got some people who's trying to use rubber bands and bubble gum to make ends meet just as well as you, and they still support an agenda, that's going to affect them just as hard?
It's a different type of situation. Different type of situation right there, man.
I'll leave it at that.
That's for real. And there's a lot of people that have voted against their own interests for the greater good of their community. That's you know.
No, that's true. Both of y'all are true. And what will be interesting is
he said, "What's the matter, Bowser? Is we sick?"
That's the Malcolm X favorite line. Is we sick, boss? Right. And I think that what happens when those people who voted for this realize they're going to be on the short end of the stick.
Listen, man.
I don't think they care.
No. I'm with you. I think that they have decided that they want this kind of racial supremacy above all else, and they will definitely cut off their nose to spite their face.
Well, just do this for me. If you're gonna play that game, just play the same game when the other teams start playing too. That's all I'm saying. Don't change the rules when the other teams start playing. You know what I mean? And I just hope, I'll leave it at that. I won't go any further with that. This is good stuff, man. Like I said, I'm not nervous. I'm not scared. I'm more intrigued than anything because I'm more so. I ain't paying attention to what Trump doing. I'm really watching what God is doing because this is interesting. This is some very interesting, intriguing stuff that we're seeing, and it's a lot of things that happen that I said that are uncomfortable. You just be like, man, bro, but. In the end, when you can't, I can't believe that God is in control and doing all things and then be looking at other people as if they doing something that like they some type of separate agents from his hand. I don't believe that. So at the end of the day, not worried about it. I'm just kind of watching what he do, but it's great dialogue, man. Listen, we're almost 33%. We're a little over 30% of the way. So I'll say this, if you watch the show and it's not live, if you want to donate to the initiative, feel free to do so. We'll give an update on the next show. We'll come back on Wednesday. We have a great show. We'll get Coach Ford on, the golf coach, talk a little bit about his program, and then we'll bring you back up, Brother C. Lee, and we'll go from there, man. And but let's knock this out by Wednesday, man. So we can knock it out before Wednesday. I'd love to come on Wednesday and be like, hey, y'all, don't worry about it. We done. We hit our goal. So, but appreciate everybody that has donated. If you haven't, if you can, please do so. Get the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Let's knock out this initiative and let's get it popping, man. Let's move on from it. JSU media team. Shout out to Austin and his team. Man, Austin, if you're out there, come up Wednesday. Kind of let everybody know what you're looking at doing, and we'll that way add a little bit more validity to what it is that we're pushing for. So. Folks don't think we're just doing some arbitrary initiative. I know they don't think that, but still, though, I always like to be transparent and out in front with what it is that we're doing. So we hit about a little bit over 30% of what we were trying to go. Great progress, and I'm appreciative of that. Let's knock it out, though. That's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, love.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Silly. You have a good night, there, sir.
You too, bro.
Peace out,
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.
Hello, I'm Kevin Dent, Jackson State University, safety, Canton, Ohio. Today I'm being inducted to the Black College Hall of Fame. I want to give a shout out to KC-1400 Media Group for giving me this platform to introduce me to this stage. I'd like to thank them, thank Jackson State and Jackson State family. Go Tigers.